Hello again, everybody. It's Plowboy's Ghost Channel. Had a special request from a friend on another channel, Garrett of 11 Bang Bang, to talk about 44 special loads and what I load. Now, I don't load much 44 special. I've only got just a few, I guess you'd call them pet loads, favorite loads, carry loads, whatever. And I don't know why I'm unloading some of these because I'm not really going to be twirling them or anything. But anyhow, here's what I load and why. First of all, my only chambered 44 special firearm is the Bulldog, Charter Arms Bulldog, you know, new production that I've put Crimson Trace laser grip on, Bob the hammer, so she's double action only. We've talked about in prior videos. For that gun, although there are some people, including some big name ammo manufacturers who have printed stuff on their website in the past, I don't know if he still does, that the Charter Arms Bulldog and 44 Special is weaker. It is not weaker. As far as it being able to stand up to loads, it's actually fairly strong. If you'll notice, the Charter Arms Bulldog, first of all, this gun is made out of, the frame and the cylinder is stainless steel. And there's no side plate on this gun. This is a full frame, just like this Ruger Red Hawk is. And it lends itself to a little bit more strength. Now, the trigger guard and grip frame is aluminum, you know, just for the lighter weight. I mean, this is a 19-ounce gun, new. So that's pretty light for a pocket 44 special. But now, I don't believe for 1 second that this design is weak. As a matter of fact, Brian Pierce of Handloader Magazine said that these guns were strong enough to be a tier 2 44 special capable, although a heavy diet or steady diet of those may prematurely loosen the gun. So with that in mind, I'd come up with a couple of loads for this that were right at standard pressure, maybe just a hair warm, but they're not heavy and hot. Right there, I know I'm not going to get right up there in the camera, but this is a 200 grain gold dot over 8 grains of universal. I have shot quite a few of these actually out of this gun in the past. I ain't shot it much in a long time. And this is what I carry for defensive purposes. And I have found, and I don't own a chronograph, so I can't tell you how fast it's going, but I have found someone else doing a ballistic gel test on YouTube of a load very close to this, getting somewhere between 830 to 850 feet per second out of a Charter Arms Bulldog just like this, that was getting very good expansion. So these gold dots, these flying ashtrays were opening up good, and I call that my when you don't want her to go all the way through load. Yeah, that's a technical term. So that's what I keep loaded in the Bulldog for general anti-personnel social work, as Jeff Gwynn would call it. Now, let's see, that takes care of that load right there. Got these high-tech Pancho's cheese buckets. Those are good ammo containers, by the way, if you don't remember that. Here's what I carry when I go to the zoo, just in case, you know, tigers or something a little bit bigger. And if I have to, and I did when I went to the Nashville Zoo here recently, I've had these in the gun. This has got a 250, well, it's a RCBS 250K, which is a Keith style bullet, a Keith bullet. And it's a very good replica of a Keith bullet with sharp angles on the lube grooves and everything. None of them's rounded like some of the Lyman molds became. This bullet probably actually weighs closer to 255 grains. I load this over 7 grains of universal. Now, I can't tell you what the feet per second are, and I can't even tell you exactly where I found this load, but I have shot quite a few of this load. Matter of fact, on camera, the last time I shot this gun on camera for y'all years ago, right over there, I shot several of these, and I like this load. This right here, I wouldn't, if the thing was only traveling 600 foot per second, I believe it would actually penetrate very good. Now, that's what I have for the reduced. It's not reduced because I think it necessarily needs to be reduced in the in the Bulldog. But now, I wouldn't run Elmer Keith's 44 special load in a Bulldog. I can't tell you exactly where the line is on strength, and I can't tell you what a GP 100 or flat top Ruger single action in 44 special needs as far as pressure goes. So this is not very informative. This is more sharing my experience, my limited, what I'm doing with y'all. But now I do carry one, I do load one for use in my 44 Magnum gun, such as this Red Hawk, even though up till very recently I have never shot 44 special in a 44 Magnum. I did recently, well, I'll say in the last year, last 12 months, I did because some of the kids and their wives, fiancés, and some of the nieces and nephews wanted to shoot 44. I said, okay, among other things, but I carried a bunch of 44 special over there, and we shot this, and what I carried was this right here. Now, this is not technically the Skeeter 44 special load, even though I'm calling it that, because the Skeeter load was 7.5 grains of unique under the Keith bullet. Well, I'm using 7.5 grains of universal, which at that load level is actually very close. I'm not going to say you can use universal and unique interchangeably and everything, because there are points of departure, and in calibers, pressure, in load levels, but there are some in which they are very close. This is one of those, and I think it's very close enough, and I'm calling this a Skeeter load, even though I'm using universal instead of unique. And whereas for the Bulldog, I'm using 7 grains behind this bullet. If I were going to shoot this much in a 44 Magnum chambered firearm, I'm using 7.5. Now that is nowhere near, the Keith level load and 44 special, which 44 Magnum can handle easily. So this Skeeter load would actually be kind of a light 44 special load, even though it's probably heavier than the standard pressure. I'd call it tier 2. And the Skeeter load with 7.5 grains of unique under that Keith bullet has taken many a deer. Had I not recently felt the pull to get back into the higher load levels and get another Black Hawk 45 coat and get back into the higher pressure 45 coat too, I had already been feeling the pull to do some of my deer hunting this season with 44 special. I have a lot of respect for 44 special, even though I've not really shot a lot of 44 special, and I think it's one of those calibers I'm going to eventually fall back on and really like and really utilize. But anyway, there you have it. That's not very informative. There's no actual ballistic data here. There's no actual velocity data here. My chronograph is, that's about it right there. You've seen me test the velocity just right there in front of your eyes. So it's not very helpful, very useful, but there's a video. I hope there's something in that, Garrett, that you and everyone else that you can find that's somewhat useful, and I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Sound like I'm on crack, don't I?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to fill it up, and that's all stream of consciousness.